Hey, what is up, football fans? It is me, JB, and the best Chris in all of football podcast, Mr. Chris Dredd. And today we are doing our Premier League predictions. It's going to be a good one. I can feel it already. How you doing,
mate? I'm on it. The season is upon us, dude. We are through the friendlies. We have, we've been to fucking Hong Kong. We've been, here, there, and everywhere. Oh, bloody hell! We've been here, there, and everywhere. Oh, me light! It's gone! We've been here, there, and everywhere. We're back in London, and then again we've gone back out. We've got the Super Cup final tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Foolishly looking forward to it because we are playing the best team in Europe currently. After getting a complete arse whooping from Bayern Munich a few days ago. So hopefully we've learnt from that. But yeah, excited from the football. I won't go too Spursy. Go on too many Spurs rants today. But yes, I'm ready. I'm going to... And it is currently as hot as fucking hell in the UK right now. I don't know how you're doing right now, bruv, but I am sweating my ass off. I am sitting here in boxer shorts right now. I am not joking, bruv. So picture that if you will. But I have to sneak round and turn my light back on now. So you might get a sneak of me in my boxer shorts.
Easy now, ladies. Yeah, he is in his boxer shorts. I've got a fan sort of on me. I'm doing okay. It is very, very warm here in the UK. It's awful, in fact. Before we get started, I would love to tell you all about the sponsor of this show, and that is Surfshark VPN. Now, many of you will know...
keeps overheating. That's all it is.
Oh, my goodness. Many of you will know that the UK has introduced some laws around online safety. And that means you cannot access the things you might want to access without using a VPN. And this is where we come in.
That's right.
So using our code Grapple when you place your order for Surfshark VPN, you will get, on a 2-year deal, you will get 4 free months extra free. And I believe it's 83% off.
83, 84% off if you want to round up or down.
It's a hell of a deal. It's great. It's great for you to, and should we be telling people to skirt the online safety laws of the UK? No, probably not. But
it's one of them ones. It's like when you're in the moment, what do you want to do? Do you want to put a VPN on or do you want to get your fucking driver's license out? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, putting your details into the big bad machine doesn't sound great. No. Also, it protects you from public Wi-Fi nonsense, all the sort of bad stuff where people might be trying to access your stuff. You don't need that. And, do we need to even talk about Netflix? Geo-blocking is a thing on Netflix. It is very much a thing across all the streaming sites. But with Surfshark VPN, you can get yourself all the extra titles, all the good stuff, all the stuff you want to watch. And, it is fantastic.
It is fantastic. And you can, like I say, you can watch, you can stream, you can browse, and you don't have to worry about your data being taken, sold, or done anything else with it. The Dead Man, the Undertaker's podcast, also is a partner of Surfshark as well. So, we're in good company right there. So
Dead Man approved.
Dead Man approved, dude. So go to the link in the description, use the promo code Grapple, you get yourself a hell of a deal, and you will be protected. That is your digital prophylactic, as we used to call it.
Amazing. Thank you for that, Chris. Is your light sorted now? Are you ready to go?
I believe my light is sorted, but again, it's so hot. I think my plug was overheating. It's so bloody warm in here. So I might have to scoot up every now and again, but we're good. We're good.
You might have to pull out every now and again.
I might have to but hey, that's good because then it means you have to go back in. So we're fine.
So, the Premier League is nigh, as we've already mentioned. We are filming this on what's today? Tuesday.
I believe it is a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday night. So tomorrow in Udine, Spurs do get their crack at European Super Cup glory against PSG. I don't care about that. Do you care? You obviously care about that, don't you?
Of course, I care about it. I care about it because for many reasons, but it's always just good to watch your team play. It's mate, we're at a point where it is such a transitional period. You know, we've got videos of Big Ange sitting in Greece having massive steaks fed to him with big knives. You know, living the life after being paid whatever 6 million quid over 2 years. The geezer's laughing. And we will always respect Big Ange for winning us the European trophy. That is the reason why we're in the Super Cup final, because obviously being Europa winners, PSG being the Champions League winners, we meet tomorrow for the Super Cup. And it is our chance at the third piece of silverware that we could win this season, because obviously we won the old Hong Kong Cup, wasn't it? What was it called?
Oh wow, yeah, the Hong Kong Cup, the big one.
The big one, dude. The big one.
If you're looking at all the trophies that were given out this summer over the course of sport and football, you know, you're looking at Club World Cups.
Yes.
You're looking at Women's European Championships.
Absolutely.
None of them come close
They pale
to
in
the
comparison.
Hong Kong Cup. Yeah.
Absolutely, the Hong Kong. I don't even know what it was freaking called, dude. But it was the Hong Kong. It was the Hong Kong goddamn cup, and it was won by a screamer from the halfway line, very Naeem-esque. But we won't go. I'm pulling it out today, boy. So yeah, I know. Sorry, it was quite Naeem-esque, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, it wasn't.
It
was nothing like Naeem. There was a foul in the build-up. What are we talking about?
Whoa, what are you talking about? There was no foul. Where's the VAR? There was
exactly.
No.
That's one time I advocate for VAR is when you are cheating your way to a victory.
It's all good, mate. Anyway, we digress. So yes,
we begin.
Yes, let's begin, because we're excited for the football season. These are Premier League predictions. So are we going to run down the categories first before we dive in, or are you just going to?
No, let's dive in, because you know there's not many categories to get through. This shouldn't be the longest video in the world.
Yeah.
And we're going to start at the top. And Chris, I want you to tell me who's going to win the Premier League and why.
It's a mad one, yeah? It's a mad one. And I'm going to go for Chelsea. I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win the league this year. There are many reasons. So Liverpool have sold and unfortunately lost, we'll say, some influential players. They've brought some in, some good players in, but I still think they're going to struggle with goals. I think that it all depends, mate. It all depends. So at the moment, what are we looking at? Are we looking at... I saw something earlier. I don't know if it was satire, you know what I mean? But I swear it looked like it come from Sky, that Alexander Isak has got a restraining order against Howe, and basically he's refusing to play.
I mean, he's probably refusing to play for Newcastle. He wants to force that move. He just needs to hand in a transfer request, forego that signing. What is it, the bonus or whatever, the sign-on fee? Yeah. He needs to do all that to get it. But he's obviously, his agent and him have obviously decided to keep greed in the conversation and try and force the move through whilst keeping that money. No, I don't think there is a restraining order or anything like that. I think it's just something as simple as him trying to force a move out of Newcastle to get to Liverpool. And sorry, Chelsea. Tell me.
So it links in with a couple of my other picks later on.
Right.
With the players that they've brought in and the way that it's working at the moment, and the players that they've sold, and the depth of their squad is phenomenal. Chelsea at the minute, very much, you know, Arsenal have strengthened their squad massively. Man City have strengthened. Liverpool have strengthened, but I don't know what it is. I think there's sort of a bit of a magical thing that might happen with Chelsea with two players that I think just might... The problem with Chelsea, though, they do have to strengthen at the back, I think. I think they're still maybe slightly vulnerable at the back at times. But I just think that, again, Man City, they have strengthened, but I don't think Man City will win it. Everyone's saying Liverpool. Everyone's saying Liverpool again. But I just think they looked so good last season because everyone just wasn't as good last season. Arsenal, second again, ole, maybe, but we'll get to that. You've strengthened, but I still think I'm still going to go Chelsea, bro. I've got a feeling that they might do it.
All right. Okay. So I have obviously made my picks. I am man alive. It's heart over head every time. Heart over head. I feel like it's gonna be our year. I hate to say it. I absolutely hate to say something like that because it's something you would have said every season for the last 20 years.
Yeah. Cool.
I feel like it's our year. I really do. I think that Arsenal have got enough about them, enough depth. They've made some quality signings. They've, some signings that even we predicted on the transfer prediction show.
Yeah.
And I do think that with that, that sort of addition, we already have the best defense in the league. One of the best defenses in the world, I feel. The addition of Zubimendi, who someone will talk about later on, the addition of Gyökeres as well. Sweet Lord, I feel like we have got the recipe for greatness. I really do, and I think we're going to take it.
Sorry, mate. You've got to look at you've just got Gyökeres in, and you've needed that front man. The only question would be, does his performances and his goals in Portugal, are they going to translate to the Premier League? That extra half a second that he's not going to have in the Premier League because of the speed of the game. The good thing is, I think I was looking at assists and bits and bobs, doing a bit of studying up for this video, and you look at Saka's assists last season. I think he was sort of joint fourth or something with like 8 assists or something like that.
I got the list of top assisters. And he's not one of the top ones, but he's just underneath.
He's there. He's got
with a really good striker, or even an average striker. I always felt that we were going to
exactly. No. So I there's no way I could ever say that Arsenal were going to win the league, whether even if I thought it or not. But funnily enough, I personally didn't think that this is your year. But you've said it, bro. It's
recorded now. It's on film. Who knows? If I'm horribly wrong, I will step back from it and I will say, I'll admit I was wrong. But I don't feel I'm wrong. I've got to believe. I have to.
Got to believe.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. Right. Next up is the top 4. I'll let you go on this one. Other than Chelsea, who you've predicted to win, who's the other 3 that are going to round off that top 4?
I'm going. So top 4. Obviously, I think we've got Chelsea at the top.
Yeah.
I think we've got Liverpool. I think we've got Man City, and then I think we got Arsenal.
It seems quite easy, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's it. I've just gone for that. I there's a little cheeky joker, right? I'm going to do a little bit of ASMR. There's a cheeky little joker there for you, right? Another possibility for 4th. Tottenham Hotspur FC. So it's a little cheeky joker for you.
Are they the joker in the pack? I doubt it. I really do. I feel like in my case, it's Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. I've got Chelsea for 4th more than anything, but those top 4 got all their business or most of their business done straight away. Got it done. They are, their teams are, working together, trying to gel now, and they are looking at a top 4 run. This could be the top 4 for next 2 seasons, next 3 seasons. I feel like they're another level above the other teams, and that's not to say that the other teams can't break in. Forest came very close, last year.
Forest. Sorry, what?
Okay, I understand. I do feel like those 4 they're your big 4 right now. I know you used to have the big 6 and all that, but right now you have a big 4, and those 4 are just too good.
I mean, we've picked the same. We've picked the same teams, but just in a different order.
Yeah.
So you know.
So next up, I want you to pick our unfortunate 3 of relegated teams.
I think you know who I've picked, and I think you've probably picked the same teams.
I might not have.
Okay.
It's not going to be Spurs before you say it. Yeah, like
No.
I haven't done that yet.
There's another little cheeky one that I would be unhappy if it happens, but it's a possibility.
Right.
Okay. So that's my wild card for relegation. But unfortunately, my 3 teams for relegation this year are Sunderland, Burnley, and Leeds.
Yeah. I'm almost there on you. I'm almost with you. I have a sneaky feeling that Sunderland have enough to stay up. I don't know what it is. I feel like they might have spent enough to do what they've got to do. Other than that, it is Burnley and Leeds and Wolves.
Wolves. Okay.
I am very disappointed in Wolves' business over this summer. They have sold a lot of players or released players, and they have not done barely one iota to clean it up and bring in new, better players, or even the same standard of players. I am worried for Wolves in that respect, and I feel like they could be a team that very, very much disappoints everyone and goes down with a whimper, with Burnley, who are not strong enough, and Leeds, who are absolutely not strong enough. I'm very worried for Wolves. I think they've recruited really poorly.
They've not done well in the window, to be fair. My other, I did look at Wolves, but I still thought that they had sort of a bit more continuous Premier League experience that might sort of get them through.
Yeah.
My other little cheeky little joker, and I hate to say it, I worry for Brentford this year.
Yeah, people do. They have yet to really replace or cover what they have sold. They're probably going to lose Visser as well.
Yes.
At the time of this show, it has not happened yet, but with Mbumo leaving, Norgard leaving, it's a big part of the spine of the strongest set of players that are just walking out on Brentford, it seems. I have a similar problem with Bournemouth, who have had their back line absolutely decimated in the summer, where absolutely quality players have been snapped up all in the same season. It's awful luck for Bournemouth that you've lost Kepa, who was on loan anyway, but Howson, Kirkes, and Zabani's only just gone like today or yesterday to PSG. These are quality players who you've just, it's poor business for Bournemouth because they should have tried to stagger those players leaving and not in one summer.
Yeah.
They could have at least tried to hold on to the last one until January, but
and they've not bought anyone of any significance.
No, they haven't. It's good business for the bean counters.
Yeah.
Terrible business for the team and terrible business for the fans. And we'll talk about Bournemouth in a minute, but so there you go. Yeah, I've got Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves. I am worried for them. You went with Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland. There's the golfing class between the Premier League and the Championship is just so great.
Yeah.
And it keeps being shown every year. Like there might be one or two sort of, I don't know, anomalies in that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm still sticking with Wolves, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sunderland went through the trapdoor as well.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a big one. Top goal scorer. A big one and a tough one. Who are you picking?
I am picking for Premiership top goal scorer this year, João Pedro.
Oh, that's a tidy little. Go on, explain.
So, getting a bit personal. I know his family, right? Okay.
He's a mate.
He's a mate, right? So, long story short, I know his family, right? They're lovely people, yeah? And when he was playing for Brighton, you would watch him, but he just didn't. He just didn't have the sort of the way that he played and the way that he thrives wasn't being sort of what's the word? Stimulated. Do you know what I mean? The sort of player that he is, he needed to be played in a different way, and supported in a different way. Chelsea have obviously, there was talk that he was going to go to Liverpool, but that never happened. And Chelsea have snapped him up. I mean, they paid a few quid for him.
£60 million,
but that seems
not change, is it?
That seems the going rate nowadays. He's a young lad. He's 22, 23, maybe a bit older, 23, 24. He's a young lad, stays fairly injury free, but he's got a nose for the goal. And you can see if you've watched him. I was talking to his stepdad the other day when he played against his former team, Fluminense, yeah, or Fluminense, whatever they called in Brazil. Yeah. He had an absolute blinding game, you know, and the way that Chelsea are, it links in with, you know, the assist leader on the next question, because you've got one of England's best players playing for Chelsea in a role where if you've got a good striker in front of him and you've got someone well that he's working with, he can provide more assists because the goal scorer is going to score more goals. So João Pedro, he's where he came from, Watford. He's gradually come through. So he's come from Watford. He was there for a bit. They loved him there. He's gone to Brighton. They've loved him there. He's moved up and he's at Chelsea now. And I think he's just coming into his own. I think he's coming into a place now where he's confident. He's got a Premier League proven. He's played for years in the Premier League now. He knows what he's doing. He's got a very good squad behind him. I think that the lap has still got a little bit of a way to go. And I don't know if the lap's going to get as many minutes as João Pedro will this year. I'm hoping that João Pedro plays every game. Really.
Well, ironically, I think maybe Delap got more minutes than João Pedro last season.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I think for Chelsea this season, I think the way João Pedro started off in the friendlies, he's been phenomenal. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and I think working alongside with Cole Palmer and the other players in the team, I think he's going to do really well at Chelsea, and I think that's why I've picked him, João Pedro. I think he could be in with a shout. I don't know if we're going to see a 25, 28, 30 goal top scorer this season. I think goals are coming from a lot of different places. Apart from, you know, the out-and-out striker. There's very few of them in the Premier League. You could count probably on less than one hand. The out, and I know who you're going to say, who you reckon maybe is up there with him, but as an out-and-out goal scorer. But also, you've got to look at a player like Dominic Solanke, right? So Dominic Solanke, seriously. So, you know, this is a football show.
Please.
So Dominic Solanke, last season, Ange was playing him in a completely different way that he's used to being played. When Dominic Solanke was playing for Bournemouth, he was basically from the goal line to the fucking edge of the penalty box. That's where he did his business. That's where he scored his goals. But you had Ange using him as like a hold-up man. Do you know what I mean? And playing him way too deep. So
I mean, we could sit and, you know, question Ange's tactics all day long.
Again,
it didn't work.
No, they didn't work. But what my point is with a striker is someone like Dominic Solanke, we bought him. And what you do with a player like Dominic Solanke, like your João Pedros, you stick them up front and you fucking feed them. That's what you do. You feed them. You literally get them. It's like a Gary Lineker. It's like having Gary Lineker or someone who scores goals in the penalty box and using them as like a holding midfielder. It's completely wrong. And I think that's what was the problem with João Pedro as well. At Brighton, he was playing a bit too deep, maybe. He was playing, you know, not where he's comfortable. But anyway, with Dominic Solanke, I think now with Tottenham, Dominic Solanke was scoring 20-plus goals in the season for Bournemouth. because he was being provided with quality from the sides and through balls. So I think, Dominic Solanke is going to score a lot more goals this season if we can get decent wingers. We've got Mohamed Kudus. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win the Golden Boot or anything like that, but he's going to score more than he did last year. But that's, I think, with playing your strikers in a way that they like to be played, that's how João Pedro's going to get quite a few goals this season. And, there are other players in the Premiership that you'd probably want to say, Haaland is obviously Haaland. Gyökeres, and Buemo playing for Man United. Is he going to get provided the service that he got before to score goals? It's like I say, for me, the way João Pedro's being played and the way he's fit into that Chelsea team, he's comfortable already. He's a young lad. I think give him the season. Against lesser teams, against them smaller teams, I think João Pedro, I mean, he done it, he was scoring in 2 goals a game. He scored a couple of games, he scored 2 goals in the games. Screamers. Fantastic player. And he's a good lad as well. You know what I mean? Shout out João Pedro. But yeah, that's my
before I make my picks, I am going to say it's probably the first and last time we'll ever have Dom Solanke compared to Gary Lineker on this show. But I'm astonished that we've got that far.
as a player type, I'm not
as
talking
a man.
about as a man, yeah, in and of himself, like man safe, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as a player, that sort of player, that poacher, that sort of get him in the box and chuck balls at him all day long. Even, like I say, he just, that's what sort of player he is. He's a striker. Put him in the box, provide him with feed him, and he will score.
I am taking the safe and easy option out of this top goal scorer debate. I am picking. I found it was 3 players. I couldn't really. It was tough to choose between the 3. I imagine that one of them will finish third out of the 3. Like in more ways than one. It's Haaland, Salah, and Gyökeres. Like I'm struggling to look past those 3. Barring injury, I think Haaland's probably. They're already ready to hand the trophy to him.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to get out there and make any sort of clickbaity moves to say it's disrespectful to, other players that Haaland or Gyökeres or Salah should, will win the Golden Boot. I just think that it's tried and tested with 2 of them.
Proven,
absolutely.
Yeah. Proven goal scorers, mate.
And the wild card being Gyökeres is his first year in the Premier League and all that. He's got goals in him, whether it's 10, whether it's 15, whether it's fucking 30. I just feel like there are goals to be had.
Yeah, he has got goals in him. There's no doubt that he knows where the goal is.
If I was pushed on one, I would say Haaland.
Yeah,
because I feel like he's probably going to have a barn burner of a season. I still don't think City are going to win the league, but I think Haaland is, he is ready to have another smashing year, 30 odd goals. Easy work, light work for him.
If you got to also, there's again, I said before we came on, there's a couple of signings that are still yet to possibly happen. There's a possibility that Savinho comes to Tottenham from Man City, and then there's a chance that Rodrigo might go to Man City. And in a universe where Rodrigo replaces it and he's playing that position there at Man City,
we're all fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, can you imagine Haaland and Rodrigo in the same team?
Yeah, it's worrying. I mean, City's business has been pretty quiet. Like they've done their business and
done it all early, mate.
Yeah, nicely. Replacing someone like Kevin De Bruyne is really hard to do, and they're gonna miss those assists and all that. Speaking of assists, it's top assister time. Who is going to get the most assists? Who's going to be the assist leader of the Premier League this year?
I mean, it's if I'm going to say my top scorer is João Pedro, then I'm going to say that my top assist leader is going to be Cole Palmer.
Okay.
So there is an alternative universe where Rodrigo signs for Man City and he's feeding Haaland like a hungry boy.
Oh. Yeah.
And then it's Rodrigo. You can't even at Palace, Eberechi Eze was providing good assists and good goal contributions all day long.
Yeah.
But again, Saka, if you
there's so many, interesting sort of caveats and nuances to this whole thing. You pick out your top scorer, you're thinking who's going to put those passes into him, who's going to cross the ball into him. It's
and that's it. If I'm going to go for João Pedro as top goal scorer, I'm going to have to go for Cole Palmer as top assists.
I am picking the incumbent. I am going with Mo Salah. He got 18 assists last season.
He did.
Six more than the next player.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to carry on in that event. He might only get 15, but I still think it'd be more than anyone else.
Yeah.
He is a quality player. He's probably got one really good year left in him.
I'd say this is the last. They were looking. Liverpool were looking, and I know this from personal experience. They were looking at João Pedro to replace Salah last year.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like Salah has got one really good year. Again, injury-free, hopefully. I imagine 15 assists at least for Mo Salah. A lot of goals, a lot of assists. And he will be the assist leader in the Premier League next year.
You're probably not far wrong, mate. I just, if he gets if Isak goes to Liverpool, again, we're fucked, really.
Are we?
Maybe.
Okay, next up, it's the overachievers section. Which team is going to be your overachievers? Who are you expecting to do poorly, but you think, actually, they might do all right?
This might shock you. Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh.
Tottenham Hotspur. I think everyone is expecting us to do not very well. I think even the fan base is not expecting much this year. But if the stars align, it's all about getting the best out of the players in the positions and getting. Football is a game of tactics, right? You can lose you can have the best players in the world playing for your team, but if their mentality is not there and their discipline is not there, then they are going to perform absolute dog shit and they are going to lose consistently. They are going to be torn to shreds. If they have got something, I watched today the press conference with Thomas Frank, right? Before the game tomorrow. Last year, Ange Postecoglou made a sort of a joke about Yves Bissouma, right? Where he said to Yves Bissouma, yeah, I want you to become, one of the locker room leaders and part of the senior team and, blah, 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 blah. And after that conversation, the next day, he was late into work, right? And I watched the press conference today of Frank talking before the game tomorrow. And they were talking about why people were being left out of the squad. And he said, Yves Bissouma has been left at home for disciplinary reasons, right? And then when pushed on it, he said he was late one too many times. So for that reason, he's been left at home.
It's not good, is it?
It's not good, but it is good because it goes to show that whatever the mentality of those players last season, I sat here and I've sat in this chair and I've fucking torn into Ange Postecoglou for his lack of tactics, for his lack of discipline in the team, right? And I've also sat here and I've laid into the players because I've watched them give zero fucking effort and play like absolute donkeys. And I don't know if there was any sort of discipline within that structure. I don't know if there are managers, and now that are saying, right, if you're going to be fucking late, you're going to get fucking docked. You're going to sit on the bench. There were managers back in the day, and there are still managers now that have them sheets where if these things happen, you are going to be fined. And if
Yeah.
these things consistently happen, you're going to be in the fucking sin bin, mate. And Thomas Frank coming in and saying openly, Yves Bassoum has been left at home because he was late one too many times, and we've told him, and he's been left at home.
Well, this happened at Arsenal when Mikel Arteta took over. One of the first things he did was to get control of discipline.
Yeah.
And there were players whose discipline was not exactly exemplary.
Yep.
And they were dusted out of the team. They were, being paid handsomely to not play.
Yep.
And that happened. I was, I was there. And one of the other things that happened was someone was late. One of my, wonderful jobs there was to mark down the times of players who were, what time they come in. One of them was very late one day. So I was walking into the main sort of reception. I had a quick chat with someone, nameless, obviously. And I said, how much is that going to cost them? And they did the maths in their head. Oh, it was about $8,000. It's like, okay.
Yep.
$8,000 just for being late.
Yep.
That's fantastic. That is great. That is. And
yeah,
it was obviously a big discipline issue at Arsenal at the time, and Arteta stamped it out. And whilst Arsenal, yes, haven't won anything, the idea that we were a team that was finishing 8th and doing nothing, and to a Champions League semi-final team is great progression. Again, you haven't won anything, so we have to say that and say we're not perfect, but the progression is fine. It's very good, and for that, it was again taking care of all the necessary bits, including tactics and discipline and man management and everything that goes around it. Yeah, and it has worked. It's worked a treat. And if Thomas Frank can do that as well, then sure. Would I say Tottenham are in for being overachievers this year? No, because I've got them down for top 10 anyway. But
I mean, it's a tough one because we're not expected to get even top 6 this year.
No,
because we've got our top 4, and then people are saying Villa, Newcastle, whatever. Yeah, again, nor have I. I've got some other things to say after, but I think that if Thomas Frank is showing that basically, and the fact that the way that we're buying players now, the players that we're not just buying, I think Thomas Frank's got a very clear idea of what he wants to do and how he wants to play and how he wants the players to work and the players he wants to bring in. He's got a clear idea of that as well. And if we can get, there's 2 players that again we are waiting on a here we go or a bomber.
It's the merry-go-round, yeah.
It is, and they're keeping that with Tottenham. There's not much transfer talk. It's literally, they're talking to this player. Boom, he's had a medical. He's in. So
now Spurs need to fill a gap where Maddison is out with an ACL injury, and
absolutely, and we've lost on, and we've lost on. So,
no, great loss. Didn't rate him,
bro. I am never going to hear it, mate. That man has given his best years to this club, right? He gave his best years to this club, and he stayed loyal in a time where loyalty is not respected or rewarded, right? And he might have had the last 2 seasons. He didn't perform as well as he could have, but he still had as many assists as Saka last year, and he was out for quite a bit with a bad foot and injuries, and he didn't get as much playing time.
The man was a wrong 'un, Chris. The man was 100% wrong 'un. Going into leg-breaking tackles and getting red cards and then crying because he weren't that sort of player. Who's fucked. Funny? Elbowing players. Yeah, he was a piece of shit. He was no good. He was a wrong 'un. And I'm not having that, someone's great, he was wonderful, he's amazing. No, he bawled his eyes out because he knew his image was fucked when he went into that tackle and tried to hurt someone. So he had to put on the old fake tears, the old Shawn Michaels fucking lost my smile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, man. The guy was a dick.
He's
And
a
I'm glad
club
he's
legend.
gone. I'm glad he's out.
He's a club legend, and he will forever. He'll build him a fucking statue alongside the fucking Ange Postecoglou statue, right? Build him a fucking brass statue, right? So, yeah, I don't know where we were going with that, but yeah,
Overachievers. You said Spurs.
Spurs, because we are not expected to even get top 6, and I think we can leapfrog Newcastle and Villa.
Okay,
I think we can.
Overachievers, and this one may shock you. This may rock your world a little bit because they are not really expected to challenge much. But I've got them in my top 6, and it's Manchester United. It's a proper big club.
Yeah,
it's Man United. I've got them in my top 6. If that front line can fire them or get firing in any way, they're going to be dangerous. Cunha, Sesko, and Bumo. I like it. Fernandez behind them. I think they've got a really, really good chance at breaking out of mediocrity and getting somewhere good without any European football to distract them and, sap the energy. Man United have got a very, very clear run at a top 6 finish. I don't think they can break the top 4. I don't think they're good enough, or, I don't think the back line will withstand that sort of thing. But to break the top 6, I think they're in with a fantastic shout, and I think they've got every chance of doing it. As long as those players get there and get them there, as long as Cunha, in my opinion, stays disciplined, he can be a maverick, he can be a hothead. But I think United, hell, big club, big ambitions, they need to be back in Europe next season. And I've got that feeling that top 6 is in their sights.
I think they're currently looking at PSG's keeper, aren't they?
Donnarumma. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Donnarumma has been caught out here, I think. And I was talking about this with someone else earlier today. Donnarumma, I think PSG may have already realised he was thinking about running his contract out because he's already got form with that, and he did it at Milan.
Yeah.
So he was going to run his contract out. So PSG have acted a year early and brought in a new keeper to just be the number 1.
Yeah.
They're happy for Donnarumma to sit on the sidelines for a year, even if they don't get the money they want.
Yeah.
They've acted quickly. So Donnarumma, in a way, now has to get out of PSG.
Yeah.
He's not been picked for the Super Cup.
No, he ain't.
He's going to have to move quickly now to get to either Chelsea or Man United or wherever it is he's thinking of going.
Yeah. You need a new keeper.
Of course they do. If they get Donnarumma, they're in excellent shape. But Donnarumma is a Champions League winning goalkeeper. Does he want to go from that to playing nothing next year?
Probably not.
Chelsea, a Champions League team, it could be the way forward for him. United, again, they just have that pull, don't they? They've had that pull since the 90s.
Exactly.
How they still have it, I don't know. But
exactly. You say, the signings they've pulled off, despite not having Champions League football this year, beggars belief.
Well, it also means that some of these players don't have to play 60 games this year.
Yeah.
I know they're losing a couple of players to AFCON, but, I'm sure they'll cover it.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I think United's players will be looking at this going, we might only have a 45, 50 game season. We're laughing. If they get knocked out of the Carabao Cup early, it's even better.
Yeah.
Who's playing for that?
Yeah.
So my overachievers, Man United, and I can't stress it enough. I really fancy their chances at doing well this year. Underachievers, where are you going?
So there's 2 teams that I couldn't really pick between. It's between Aston Villa and Newcastle.
Wow. You got to explain it.
So Newcastle, they're still a good team. But I think the expectations of them might get the better of them. I think losing Isak is going to be an issue because he's gone. He's
a star man. Yeah, he's an absolute star player. And losing him, who do you replace? It's like losing Henry, Kane, someone like that. You don't lose a world class player and just get on. Doesn't work.
And Villa. They did all right in the Champions League. They looked okay, but again, I think they could have really kept hold of matey boy from Man United, who's now gone to Barca.
Rashford.
I think they should have kept hold of Rashford.
Villa had a very good team for Champions League football. They had Sancho as well, who played really well for Villa at the time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they've strengthened. I think you're right in
They
that.
haven't.
I don't think they're going to underachieve, but I don't think they've strengthened enough.
I think underachieving in the sense that they're expected to get 5th or 6th, and I think they might.
They
struggle.
are, yeah. Most pundits, and I have seen it like recently in the
Yes.
last week or so, are expecting them to finish top 5, top 6.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm not feeling it.
No, nor am I. So in that sense, I think they're going to be underachievers. I think they're going to struggle. I think Newcastle are going to struggle as well. I think it's between those two. I'd have to say Villa. I'd have to go for Villa.
Okay. My biggest strugglers this year, and they're going to really underachieve, is Bournemouth. I'm gutted that they made such big errors with their summer transfer window and losing the entire fucking back line that got done them so well. I think they're going to struggle. I think they probably will escape relegation just because of how poor the other teams are. But I had high hopes at the start of the window that Bournemouth could do something, maybe bring in a decent goalkeeper. Ironically, they did. They have brought in Petrovic, as someone we talked about in the transfer show. I said that Villa should go out and buy him. Well, Bournemouth snapped him up. A good goalkeeper, but the defending bit it could be a tough year for Petrovic in goal. And my underachieving side is Bournemouth. I'm sorry, Bournemouth fans, if that offends you, but you've done great bank business, but player business has been awful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 left, and this one, I mean, it's obviously, there's loads of players you can pick from. I really didn't expect you to pick just one, so you could have like a winner and a runner-up. Signing of the season.
So I've got one who has already signed.
Yeah.
And one who is a possibly signing.
Right.
I believe that the signing of the season, and it's a fucking phenomenal signing for the club that's bought him. I think Jack Grealish going to Everton is a fucking phenomenal signing.
Done deal, yes. Grealish at Everton on loan.
What a phenomenal signing that is for Everton.
In a World Cup year when he needs to impress. I think Everton, have got themselves a deal and a half, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But again, did it come down to the fact that they were willing to pay the wages?
Wages and probably offering first team football. He's going to play every week at Everton. Everton don't have European football either, so he's going to have those breaks in between. I think, if he wants to force his way into a World Cup, squad a year before next year, the Mexico, USA, Canada World Cup. You've got to be at your best now. And he needs to play. He can't sit on the bench at City and get in the England squad. So, I mean, we said he should have signed for Spurs in the transfer show, but
I still believe he should have signed for Spurs. I still think that would have been a fantastic signing for him personally as well. I think Champions League, you get that spotlight on you as well. And although he's going to be playing less games, playing for Everton, he's still not going to be getting that sort of limelight on him that he would do in the Champions League. But again, I think it just come down to the fact that maybe Tottenham didn't want to pay the £300,000 a week wages that he's on.
I think Everton are paying only half of that. From what I've read and what I've seen, I think they're paying half of the wage, not the whole 300 grand whack. I don't think that's even possible for most teams anyway.
But the thing is, though, it is possible. It was possible for Spurs to do that.
Oh, of course it is.
So again, it boggles the mind why we didn't buy him. The only reason I can think is that Thomas Frank has said, I don't want him. I want this guy. And that's where my second pick comes in. And
so your signing of the season is a player who hasn't signed for anyone yet?
Possibly. It's one of the two. So the signing that's already been done, my signing of the season at this moment in time, from this point, is Jack Grealish for Everton. Phenomenal signing. Done deal. Add the medical. Here we go. Right. My other signing is Eberechi Eze. If he signs for Tottenham, that will be the signing of the season, I believe.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. You obviously feel like you need a left winger, so
Oh, of course, we need. We've got Mohamed Kudus, who he can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play down the middle, he can do whatever.
Ironically, I don't feel like he pulled up a lot of trees at West Ham. I just didn't see it. But
no, he didn't. But again, you've got to, when you're working within a certain system with certain other players, it sometimes doesn't click. And then, when you've got a manager like Thomas Frank, who, because West Ham, he fell out of favour with managers.
you have to remember this is a team and a system that finished above your team last year.
Oh, West Ham?
Yeah.
I mean, barely, bruv. Did you watch Tottenham West? Bruv, the Tottenham West Ham game was the worst game I've watched this season. It was fucking awful.
Okay.
And Mickey van der Ven and Kudus had a fucking bit of get to. And then
yes, a little bit of a pushing and shoving.
Tottenham put a video out like they're in like the cafeteria and all that, yeah. And Mickey van der Ven's just sitting there with the camera on him, and whoever's filming him goes, "Mickey, you all right, mate?" And he went, "Yeah." And he looked over, and then Mohamed Kudus, he goes, "All right, mate." It was brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, it's good from the admin teams to do stuff like that.
So good, man. And they done that video like where they were just shaking hands, going, it feels illegal. Is this illegal? That fucking song and all that. It's good. It's banter. But yeah, I think if Eberechiezi, we've been looking at him. I think Arsenal was looking at him, but I don't know if you guys are even pursuing him anymore. I think
again, at this point in the window, Arsenal need to sell. So there are a couple of players that need to go before I think anyone else gets brought in. But we'll see. We'll see on that respect. But
you got Slodegard, who's going to be in that position, isn't he? So
what, left wing? No, that's Martinelli and Trossard.
Trossard, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
And we'll have no Trossard slander after what he did to Pedro Porro last season.
Bruv, he look, ankles were possibly twisted. But look, did you see what fucking matey boy did to at the Arsenal game? No, fucking there was a couple of nutmegs and a little cheeky there was a twisting of the ankle at the Tottenham Arsenal game as well.
No, which one was
I'll show you it. I'll send it to you at some point. There was a thing. But yeah, that's
I was watching that game on my phone at work. I can't really didn't really get to watch much.
There was a little cheeky thing. But yeah, so signing the season from now is Grealish for me.
Okay. So I've got signings of the season. I've got my essential runner-up and my winner here. Runner-up for me, Jeremy Frimpong, Liverpool.
Good signing.
Had two incredible seasons with Leverkusen last couple of years. Including a title-winning season at Leverkusen, which beats the immortal Bayern to a title. Goes unbeaten in that season. Lots of assists, even the odd goal here and there. I think Liverpool have got him at a snip for like less than 30 million. I do think he will slot in very quickly and play very well at either right or left back. I think it's right back. He's been brought in to replace Trent, hasn't he?
Yeah. So who's on the right? Yeah.
Yeah. My actual sign of the season, and there is no shocks in this. Like it's not. It's actually not Gyökeres. It's Martin Zubimendi.
Okay.
In the DM role at Arsenal, he's from the friendlies alone. He looks absolute class. Like I know it's friendlies, I get that. Not everyone's up to speed yet, but my goodness, the guy looks good. He's an absolute gem of and in today's market and in today's world, at 50 odd million, it's a snip, isn't it? It's you don't get super world-class players for 50 million anymore. You've got to pay way over the odds. And I think Arsenal have got something there which could potentially be the key to unlocking something in a trophy cabinet. The last player we had in the DM role, less said about him, the better. I believe he's got a case coming up at some point in Westminster.
Yeah.
Got the old Bailey in it. Yeah. There was some other ones that I think we'll leave that for now. Worst signing of the season. Have you got two for me?
I've got one. I've got one for you. Sesko, Man United.
Oh, 70 odd million pounds.
A lot of money. lot of money for someone who only scored. Yeah, most of his goals were scored from the penalty spot. And he had very few from open play. I think the money, again, it's Man United. Man United have a habit of paying way over the odds for players and just shitting the bed with them, dude.
Well, he was very much in Arsenal's sights for the early part of the window until Gyökeres said, no, actually, I'm set on this. I want this.
Yeah.
And Arsenal went with it. Like, Sesko, I don't feel like he's going to be bad business, but I think he's going to be better than Højlund and Xerxes. So,
I mean, yeah, but the problem is, it's like you can't get much worse than them two. That's the problem. So, you know, it's like you're putting a mediocre man in to sort of take over from two shithouses.
At Arsenal last season, we would have loved to have a mediocre striker in. A mediocre championship level striker that would have got 10 extra goals. Like, we would have killed for that.
Yeah.
But no,
I think for the money they're paying for him, that's 20 plus goals a season money, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's 20 plus goals a season money.
It should be.
Yeah.
Have you got anyone else?
There's a few. I still think that the geese he bought from Chelsea,
Madueke.
I think he's. I mean, it's not a bad player. I don't think he's going to be worst signing of the season, but
no.
You know, I think you could have done better personally than that. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, man. There's, you know, the only reason I've gone for Sesko is the money they've paid for him and the expectation of a price tag like that for a player that has scored. I mean, if you look at his stats, if you look at him, he scored sort of 8 goals last season, 6 of them from the penalty spot.
Yeah.
When you're paying that much money, as you expect a 20 plus goal.
You've also got to look at Mbumo's stats. He scored a lot of goals last year. You know, he did well. Cunha scored he was again an absolute maverick for Wolves.
Yeah,
like goals can come from anywhere else. You know, Bruno Fernandes can score. Like, he scores a lot. He does really well. Like, maybe he's that part in the build up that United need. Who knows? But
who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
But
I've actually got 4 players here that I'm concerned about for worst signing of the season.
Let's see, because I did have a list of them, dude, but I just thought the one that stood out to me for the price tag was Sesko. But I did have a list, so crack on and let me see.
So Cherno Barry from Villarreal to Everton.
Okay.
I'm a little less worried now that they've signed Jack Grealish, who could probably lay 1 or 2 on a plate for him.
Oh yeah,
but I do think that's not wonderful business. At 27 million, you might be able to think, actually, it's not too bad considering what some other players have gone for.
Yeah.
My actual worst signing, actually, I'll get to that next. I've got 2 more where I think the money has probably been a bit too much. One of them is João Pedro. Okay. I think 60 million is a wind-up. I think they've paid twice the money for him. But again, like, you've made your case for João Pedro, and I'm not going to stand here and argue with it. I think I just don't feel like he's worth 60 million. He's probably going to prove me wrong. He's probably going to score 20 goals.
Well, the thing is, I still think for the money, he's going to score more goals than Sesko.
I feel like he might. Yeah, he's got Premier League. You know, he's proven in the Premier League, or at least he's up to that standard already.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz at Liverpool, 117 million, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was silly money.
Is he that good? Is he worth it? No. I genuinely believe that. I do not think he is worth that sort of money.
Yeah.
Again, you know, if he scores 20 goals and Liverpool go on to win the league easily, then I look like an idiot. But I just 117 million pounds.
It's another reason why I didn't pick Liverpool to win the league, because I still think Wirtz, like I say, I don't think that they're going to be scoring as many goals as they think.
I still think Liverpool are going to finish second, but you know, that's my, in my thing. Like, I think they're going to finish second, but I just think, 170 million. I know Arsenal went and paid 105 million for Declan Rice, but Declan Rice is almost, I'm not saying he's 100% worth it, but he's been an excellent signing for Arsenal. Florian Wirtz has got a lot to prove here.
Yes. For that price tag.
It's not like a Haaland or anything like that. He's got a lot to prove. My actual worst signing of the season, £30 million. It was an obligation to buy. They had to do it in a way. And it's Mathis Tell.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
For the money, the obligation to buy was again.
It's a mistake.
He's not worth the money. He is a good player, okay? He is a good player, but
haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it because he was playing under a terrible fucking system. When he plays, but when him and Odebear are France under-21s internationals, and they play every game. And when they play for France, they're banging in goals for fun, right? But when they're playing for Tottenham, because of the system that they were working in, it just wasn't working. He's a very skillful player and a very good player. But again, it was too. I believe it was too much. I don't think he was the worst signing, but it was too much money. It was too much money.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. I saw that and I thought they paid how much for him?
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Okay. But then saw it was an obligation. They went with it and I just don't feel like I feel like he's someone that's probably going to be sold next season, for less money. Like, it's just it looks like poor business.
He's only 20, bruv. He's only 20.
Yeah. But, you see a lot of these players will fall away. And I feel like if Spurs do bring in someone like Eze or someone like that, Tell's minutes get worse.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, he didn't have many minutes. But the problem is, I don't think that Ange was that sort of manager to sort of arm round the shoulder sort of manager to sort of coach these kids. Yeah, we had a lot of kids in the system, but we're already seeing under Thomas Frank that Odebear is a lot more sharper and better. Tell a lot more sharper, a lot more on it. And it's early doors yet. So with regular playing football twice a week, proper training sessions, proper arm on the shoulder sort of coaching these young lads. I think he'll come on leaps and bounds. But again, I agree. The money, 40 million euros or whatever it was, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's not great. I just don't feel like he's gonna. Before we go, I will say that the world needs to watch out for Max Dowman. He has been tearing strips off of defenders. He's like 15 in pre-season. I think a lot of teams will need to be wary of him in the last 10 minutes of a game when he comes off the bench because he is absolutely fearless. Newcastle noticed there was a problem straight away because they stuck Joe Linton to go and kick him and go and foul him. And and even bring him down in the box, like it was terrible. But
child
abuse. If a 15-year-old's rattling you like that, like there's problems. Keep an eye out for Max Dowman this season. I think he's really gonna tear a few strips off of a few wing backs and left backs in the Premier League. Before we go,
is he 15?
Yeah, he's 15.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before we get going?
I mean, look, the opinions of JB and Chris Dredd are exactly that, opinions. And
of course,
when you're put on a spot and you've got to say, this person, that person, the other person, some of them we're going to get right, hopefully, and some of them we're going to get wrong. But we've had a bloody good time talking about it. Anyone else who has opinions or, wants to have a chat about what we've spoken about, happily speak with us in the comments of the video. Come and see us on Twitter or X. Have a little chat with us there. We will be doing some wrestling content.
Don't chat on X. Yeah, don't chat on there. Come to Facebook.
Come on.
Come on.
But yeah, come and have a chat with us. Come and engage, and we will have a chat with you about what we. But we're looking forward to the football season. It starts this weekend.
Yeah,
You got Man United first game, you know?
we've got Man United on Sunday. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Look forward to it.
That's when Sesko bangs in a fucking hat trick.
Oh yeah, he scores a hat trick, and we look awful. Like we have 20 shots on goal. Man United have 3 and score all 3 of them. Yeah, I'm ready to be disappointed again.
Mate, it's that time of the year when 11 random men disappoint me every weekend. So we're back to that place. Yeah. So thank you, JB. It's been fun. I love doing these football shows. We should do more. Well,
here's the thing. You will see us a lot more for post-match shows, especially Arsenal and Spurs ones. I imagine we will try and be together for the North London derbies this season.
We didn't do anything on the fucking Hong Kong one, no, did we? Hey?
Middle of the day.
You didn't want that smoke?
It was the middle of the day. The Hong Kong Cup did not agree with our times.
The champions. Da, 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 da.
So yeah, as Chris rightly said, they are just opinions. It's the sort of opinions you will catch almost anywhere. If you feel like you have better opinions, then by all means jump in the chat and say something, or message, or join us with a comment. If you are watching this and you have your opinions, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. You are welcome to join us everywhere we go. We thank each and every one of you for listening and watching. I've not got much else to say. Have you?
That's it, mate. Apart from, we will be back with more football content. Premier League starts soon. We're ready, and we hope that you are ready. And we will be with you every step of the way. As JB said, we're doing more regular football content, so we'll be right there with you.
Terrific. So with that, I am JB. Next to me, the best Chris in all of football, podcasts, and punditry.
Done now.
Mr. Chris Dredd. I will end this by saying, come on, you Gunners. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, he's going to say it. Go on, say it.
Shameless, mate. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, there you go. Guys, take care. We will see you next time.
Peace.